Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video in its entirety. And what we like to do is we like to connect with you guys at least once a week, give you some encouragement, challenge you with Parents Initiative, because I know that parenting is not easy.
No.
It's a daily grind. You have to really be aware of what's going on at all times, especially when your kids are around, even when they're not around.
Yes.
Even when they're not around, because we're actually going to talk about something that brought something upon because Rebecca became aware of something. She does a good job in trying to be aware of what's going on in school, what's happening with our child's grades and all that good stuff. But before we get into that, I want to hit on how do you respond?
Yeah.
How do you respond? And we've briefly touched on this in the past, but I think it's even more important that we continue to really put this before you,
Yeah.
because how you respond to certain things really matters. And one of the things that I heard a long time ago was that a lot of times in the way that you respond to your kids really will affect them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes in a moment that you come across something or something happens, something takes place in your home, the moment that you respond, it really, really puts it into place where, how the situation is going to be handled.
Ingrains in their mind. Yeah.
Yeah, because if something comes up, let's just give you an example per se. You know, just the other day, Zane was sitting right here at this very table,
Yes.
and he had a drink, and he was holding his drink in a certain way and holding it like this, and something in me told me to say something to him because I was like, he's going to drop that drink.
Because it was in a glass. It was in a big glass.
Big glass. And so he puts it down. I walk around the corner, ignoring that because I didn't want to get onto him. I didn't want to, I just wanted to be more aware. And guess what? As soon as I walked around the corner, the drink spilled. And
All
it
over his
rose up
homework.
all over his homework, all over his
All over
paperwork,
the wall, the kitchen.
everywhere.
It was everywhere.
And we were like,
I was just like,
for a second there, I was like really upset about it, but I couldn't be because I didn't say something to him. And it was genuinely an accident.
and you were upset inside. You didn't even say anything outside.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, and I came around the corner. I was like, I should have said something to you, and this is why, because I want you to learn. So just think about it. When you get onto your kids, if you're yelling at them and you are just unleashing on them, guess what? At that moment, what you're doing is you're making it about you. You're making it about you being
That's
angry.
good.
And what your kids
Yeah.
are focused on at that moment in time is that you are yelling at them. They're not even really thinking about what you're saying. They're not processing what you're saying. What they're really doing is they're saying, I know mom, I know dad is really mad at me. And that's what they're really focused on. They're not focused on a situation. So Rebecca, tell us what happened.
Well, Zane has been not like struggling, but there's this one certain subject that he needs really extra intentional care in. And I looked at his iNow, which is like a little program that the school district really is so great. So it keeps us up to date on what's going on. This is the first week of the last quarter, and I saw that it was down, already because of one major grade. And I'm like, we just started this class. What is going on? And, in my head, I was really frustrated. And I'm like, really, son? In my head, this is why I'm saying, really, son? What are you doing? And so I had an opportunity to think about it, which was great. So whenever he came in to the house that day, he greeted me. We talked a little bit, and I didn't want to like immediately say something, but I, greeted him. We chatted for a few minutes, and I said, I need you to sit down and we need to talk about something. And I said, your grade came in on Friday's major test. Do you know what you made on it? And he's like, no, ma'am. And I told him, and I said, son, this is almost a D, in this subject. And I said, if we start out now like that and we don't get you help, I said, do you need a tutor? Are you not understanding something properly? Do you need to ask more questions? I began to investigate what really is the problem here. Are you going too fast? Are you being too cocky about knowing something and not really studying? So just investigating those things. We talked it out just as calm as I'm telling you. This is how we talked it out.
Yeah, because I think, at that moment, you know, if he would have walked in the door and she would have just unleashed on him, it was all about her,
Yeah.
not about him. And I think the key thing is that, you know, as you were just discussing what you said to him, you were making it more about him. You were asking the right questions. He was becoming more aware of, hey, maybe I do need to work on this. Maybe I need to take care of this.
And letting him know that, you know what, I'm not his enemy. I'm on his side. I'm his biggest cheerleader, and I'm going to be here in his corner to help him succeed here, because it's not the teacher. It's him right now, and what maybe he might need to focus in and hone in on and do better. And so I want to tell you, I was not always this way in responding to him.
No, this is something that we've really been intentional in
Yes,
for
it has taken
probably the
work.
last
Few years.
2 years. Yeah, that we've really been intentional in trying to communicate with our kids better, because I heard it one time, and I told Rebecca when I heard that, you know, when we yell at our kids and we just, man, unleash on them, we're making it more about us.
Yeah,
and us being
like
angry.
they black out and get glazed eyed. And I know you have seen this as a parent or anybody else, who maybe even as a boss. This filters into other areas of your life on how you're communicating with people. You know, if you're not understanding the situation, if you're not listening, and you're just like, you know, if you will take your time, breathe, and let's work together in making the situation better.
Yeah, and this is what it boils down to. Okay, and me and Rebecca were talking about this before, when, you know, as we were thinking about what we're going to share today. This is what it boils down to, because if you continue to respond in a negative way, guess what's going to happen? Your kids are going to shut down. They're not going to want to talk to you
Yeah.
about anything.
No, about anything in life.
Because they know that in mind, they're going to be like, you know, if I talk about this, my parents are going to go crazy.
Yeah.
They're just going to lose it.
And you're going to insert a fear in them. And fear creates anxiety. And I want to tell you, it's no fun to live in anxiety. It's no fun to live in fear in your own home. So that is something that you have to work on. That way there can be peace and harmony there. There
Yes.
could be this open communication there, to where when they are faced with a situation, that they respond the right and healthy way.
So if you want your kids to remain open to you, you've got to work on that. You've got to be intentional in trying to respond the correct way. And listen, there are sometimes that things are just going to happen. You're going to make a mistake, and you're going to flip your lid, per se. And I've done that, but you guess what I've done? In those moments that I have done, and Rebecca could testify to this,
I had to do it myself.
I give it a few minutes, and I go back and apologize.
Yeah.
And
For
I
my
say
actions.
for the way I responded.
Yeah.
You know, and I want you to know, you know, that I was really disappointed I didn't respond the correct way, and that in turn flips it, and he realizes, hey, sometimes we do make mistakes,
Yeah.
and I'm not too proud to admit it.
But it's fixable.
Yeah.
You know, that you can always make something right.
So we want to encourage you, man.
Yeah.
Really focus on how you respond to certain things, you know, and in those moments that you do mess up, make it right, fix it. You know, and also, listen, we thank you guys for all of you that have been supporting us in your prayers
Yes.
and your support. We're still trying to raise money for a project. We'll put the link here in a few seconds in the comment section for you guys. That if you want to give towards our project, that we're in the process of getting a book. I didn't tell Rebecca this, but I got an email yesterday. It's going through the first edit, which is pretty
Yes.
exciting.
Woohoo!
And you guys can still participate in that.
One of the things that we want to make sure you're aware of, this is for you.
Yes.
We want to put tools in your hands to be able to better yourself and in your home.
And encourage other families.
That's our heart, is
Yeah.
to help you.
So we thank you so much for your support and your encouragement, your prayer. We'll put that link. You could go GoFundMe. If you don't want to give through GoFundMe, you want to personally give to us, you can do that. Just message us,
Yeah,
and we'll
because
love
you'll
to
make
give
it
you an
out
address.
to Parents Initiative. It's a 501c3, so you can get giving credit. If you're concerned about the IRS, you can get your credit for that, as long as they'll allow us to do it.
Yeah. So we thank you so much for taking time to watch this. You guys be blessed.
And if you wouldn't mind, share this.
Share the video, please.
Yes.
That way we can reach more people.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people could definitely be encouraged by this particular topic.
Yeah.
So have a great day.
Yeah.